Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxler, the technical trader at detectrader.com. It's Tuesday, the 8th of October, and these are the charts of the day at detectrader.com. We're going to take a look at just a few short longs and then a list of shorts. Pretty ugly market out there, and I also want to show you that we're getting oversold, but not quite as steeply oversold as I think maybe needed to trigger a much better rally. But we'll see what happens with the idiots in Washington, and whether they can help at all. I doubt it. ARWR swing trade we put out here on the 9th when it popped out of the coil. Then consolidated it for another couple of weeks, ran up, consolidated for another week. Today popped all the way up to 753 and took out my second target on the swing trade. But on a long-term basis, you can see there's resistance up here. And the declining top line goes way back several years, was indeed taken out. At this point, my next target has to be upwards in the 10-11 zone if we get there on a long-term basis. Here's a weekly chart, and you can see that declining tops line. We're up against this resistance zone here at these tops and here. But if it gets through here, possibility exists we may see this run up. Let's take a look at the one-day chart again, daily chart. You can see the long-term or intermediate target is up just under 12, so it could be much more upside coming on this one. And the volume today was 3.1 million, the biggest all year. FAZ, while the ultra short did great today and have in the last couple of weeks, the FAZ, which is in a long downtrend with this declining tops line here, supporting every advance, even the short-term one here, holding back at that level, popped through that first one, and now is potentially attacking the second one. Your near-term target is 32, 2.25. We get through that. I'm looking for a run up to test the 33.5 range or so. That's key resistance up here. The volume today of 12.2 million though. It's one of the biggest days all year, second only to the 12.9 million traded August the 27th, going all the way back to July. So let's see if it's meaningful enough. But we did have, after a long decline, what looks like a major double bottom in here, or even a triple bottom. 1, 2, 3. Now the move up. So let's see if we can get a follow through. Up next is HSOL, Junior Solar from Korea, Hanwha, with a 1, 2, 3, 4, and now a fifth wave up to key resistance. But the top of the channel calls for the possibility that if this group continues to run, and they did have a difficult afternoon today, we could see that if it does get through the 565 area here, my next target is 6.5 and then 8, or 7.75, 8 anyway. But however, 11 days in a row for a stock to be up is a bit much, particularly in this market. So we may very well get a pullback from this resistance zone here. Volume was heavy today at 5.9 million. OCLR had another good day, up 7.4%, 2.6 million traded. And the stock popped out of a little coil to reach right into that resistance zone at $1.95, closing at 189, up 13 cents. Now, if we step back to a weekly chart, you'll see this is a key resistance zone. And that goes back more than a year and a quarter or so. If it does get through, the next target has to be about 330. Keep an eye on OCLR if it does pop through here. Now with the daily chart, having the moving averages cross over and moving up with the breakaway gap here, rising flag, awfully good looking chart. Recon, 2 big days in a row has spiked this stock today at 1.1 million, up 60 cents or 20% to close at 359. Now that was quite a bit off the 395 high earlier in the day, which isn't that far from where key resistance is at around 435.40. That would be my next target if it does follow through. SOL, another junior solid, did well today, popped to test the September highs in the 580 area, reaching 6 today, actually making a nominal new high, I believe. Hang on a sec. 597 was the high. In September, we did hit 6 today, backing off to 561. So a big pullback from resistance. Let's keep an eye on this one. His volume was 16.8 million, huge for that. And the top of the channel long term looks, I'm looking at 8.75. So watch for resistance and see if it breaks. Now the other ultra short I had an eye on today was UVXY, the VIX ultra short, in a long-term down channel. Stuck its head out above that declining tops line, reached all the way from 40.89 to 46 on 24 today before backing off a point. Up 383 though, or 9%. 14.4 million shares traded, one of the biggest volumes ever, if not the biggest day ever. And as a result, we're going to be testing maybe the 48.5 range short term with a secondary target of 55. And that's it for the longs. Not many to pick from today. On the box and short side, plenty to talk about. ANF, which, as you can see, topped out for a year, rolled over hard with a breakaway move to the downside, rallied back to the gap, and rolled over, took out the lows, and it's fallen away here. This stock's moved from 39 to 33 in the last couple weeks, and still looks weak enough to get down to test the 28.9 zone short term. Angie's List is getting hammered after the big run up. Broke here, bounced back sharply, and then rolled over hard, having dropped from 25 to 1440 just in the last couple weeks. And I wouldn't be in a hurry to short this one, but if it runs up in a bear flag type formation or wedge, that would be a possibility. CLMT I gave you as a short a couple weeks ago. That worked out well short term. It then bounced, but today backed off 46 cents and may be about to roll over. Still looking for 24.5. Dawson Geophysical, massive top, broke down from the wedge and broke down from that wedge. That's one I missed. I was going to give you that one for a short, and instead turned to TGI, although both look negative. IPAR, well, when it broke down here and rallied back, I thought that was going to roll over here. Instead, it increased the angle and the larger wedge before maybe beginning to break down here. Keep an eye on it. If it does break, it could roll all the way down to 23.4 zone. And NTI continues to look like crap. As you can see, the stock here has been in a down channel since March. In the low 30s, having gone down to 17-18 zone, and then bounced back to 21, but it has resistance here and may roll over at any point, targeting 17. Restoration Hardware had a tough day, down 352 or 5.5%, and did bounce a little bit near the close. At one point, it was down about 5, but it does appear like it's cracked here today as volume picks up to the downside. So careful on this one, as if it does get lower, I'm looking for a test of 55.56, and beneath that as low as the low 50s. Six Flags Magic Mountain also broke down and snapped back and rolled over. You can see it's at the bottom of the channel, so no rush to short it here, but if it does break, it can spike lower. If it rallies back to mid-channel near 33 3/4, 34, that could be an entry out, particularly if it's on low volume. Solar Winds is still in the down channel, and after flag, wedge, and wedge, the stock continues to get hammered lower, having already dropped from the low 60s to the low 30s. Yet this looks like it could be a $29 stock. TGI, that's the stock we put out as a short. Basically, left shoulder, head, right shoulder type formation or topping pattern. The neckline broke here. It spiked down to that level, bounced from the wedge, and is rolling over today, down another $1.06. And this one could see 66 short term. Trex. Well, I had an idea that this could be a short, and it did break down here from a wedge there, make a lower low, and then from a larger wedge, only to roll over, or begin to roll over today, down to $1.30. Looking for a retest of 40, and if that breaks, 35. TXI with a massive head and shoulders, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. The neckline's been broken. Would love to see a pullback towards 57 to get in on the short side for a move down into the 45-48 range. And lastly is VTR, which has had a massive sell-off with a big leg down, three-wave corrective move, back to resistance, another hard rollover, and another three-wave corrective move. Be careful about a fifth potential wave down that could take this all the way down into the mid-50s. And that is it for tonight. Boy, it's a tough market. Good luck out there tomorrow.